Chris, you said this already, but whatever the situation, and it was great to have fans here, we all know that, but whatever the situation, your job and the responsibility of the boys is to play the football whether fans are here or not.
Yeah, because we want obviously good noises coming out on media vibes, don't we? Because they can watch obviously on the streaming systems, which I know at points have sometimes been a bit disturbed, and they're always 2-3 minutes behind the action. But you know, you've got to try and do what you can do to support your club, haven't you? And we've got to try and do what we can do to put us in good fettle, in a good place, and that's to work very hard and represent your community to the best of your abilities. And like I have as a man, never take anything for granted, never.
Does it affect the mood in the dressing room at all, particularly when Boris comes out with something like that, which shocked absolutely everybody, the 6-month timeline? Does it affect the boys, or are they really so professional that they're focused on what they need to do?
Well, we're all human, so you know, we want it. Football's about sharing, so yeah, we can't do that, so we have to get on with it. That's it, really. From a tactical point of view, what I have found by going behind in them games when it is like that, it's very difficult because of the match ball and lack of atmosphere, and the balls are spaced out on cones around the pitch, things like that. It's been very difficult to try and get back in a game at pace because it's so slow at that point, but that's just the way it is. So it's pretty obvious. If you're talking to my dad, he'd just say, well, don't concede then. That's it. Simple. But there you go, yeah.
On the football side of things, we saw it on Saturday, there is a progression, and you must feel really good about that, seeing what the boys are doing at the moment.
Well, there is, but like I just said, don't take anything for granted. There's absolutely no guarantee that it'll repeat itself. We have to earn the right to do that. We have to prepare correctly, sleep, recover correctly, get ready to play, play to a shape that suits the players that are available, have the supporting players, which I thought was excellent on Saturday, coming on and helping us, and even the training session for an hour after the game was good. You know, I want the players to hit the numbers, the sprint value and high intensity running that some of the players do on the pitch, to repeat in training, because these things are really important in processes if you're in charge of a system. Because if you're not getting the hit because you're not starting a game, and you go 4 or 5 weeks without it, and suddenly you're asked to play, you know, Friday you haven't done too much, Saturday you've not played, and Sunday you've had a day off, there's only 4 more days of the week. It soon catches up on you. So that's why we do these things, to try and look after all of us, and it also helps develop the younger players. But yeah, I don't know, we just got to get ready for a big challenge at Scunthorpe.
Goal scorers came out to talk to us after the game on Saturday, and it was noticeable there was no sense of complacency. Yes, they were buzzing, as they're bound to be, but they mentioned the fact that they're demanding more from each other, and that you're demanding more from them as well.
Yeah, well, I told you, Saturday night I was a little bit disappointed with them in the first 20-25 minutes, because they could press better, link better, be more positive in 1v1s, support each other. If the ball's on the right side of the pitch, get yourself over, don't be watching the game, get yourself inside the pitch. And it got going. It got going before we scored, but yeah, I was pretty vocal on Amari and JJ, but they're good lads, they've responded great. I was so pleased for them to get the goals, really pleased. And of course, it puts them in a good place because they're off the mark.
Neil Cox, do you know much about him? We seem to be coming up against clubs that have just got new managers who've taken his place.
Yeah, well, he's been about football. You know, he's been a great player and a great assistant manager, and now it's his time to have a go himself. So he'll want to put his mark on the game, I'm sure. So he'll be getting his squad together ready to respond to his results, and he's got a home game against Carlisle. So if you're Scunthorpe's manager, you're thinking, I quite fancy this match, but I'm Carlisle, so I'm thinking I quite fancy it as well.
You've mentioned Lofty already. There are not too many surprises with him. He's a big physical lad, and he puts himself about, and he'll want to be getting his goals.
Yeah, well, yeah, he is, and on his day he can be. and on his day he can't be. It's the way he is. But I would imagine as he gets older, I find big number 9s to be very similar to goalkeepers, and I know Carlisle have seen a lot here. Whether it's like Medine or Charlie Wyke or whoever it may be, as they get older, they get better. You know, Glenn Murray. So like, yeah, like a goalkeeper. So Lofty's got great potential to become something, probably more than what the Carlisle supporters will probably think of. And now he's had a big taste of real football, coming here on loan from Leicester, because he was in 2 great bubbles. That's a new word, isn't it? Bubbles. Tottenham and Leicester, where you get paid very well, training ground's excellent, everything's really, really good. And of course he came on loan to Carlisle, did it to the best of his abilities, and then was released. So he's found a home now, so I have no doubt he'll be committing to it.
It's a tight pitch down there. Does that make for a different kind of game?
Yeah, similar to Cambridge, isn't it, the pitch size? So yeah, it does affect different ways. From my point of view, I want us to try and beat our overall distance last Saturday here on the pitch, because it shows progress. But yeah, I want us to try and look to repeat the result, but we're going to have to earn the right.
Thanks for your time, boss.